Chad Brendel, Bearcat Journal, here with Desmond Ritter. Des, how much time did you have beginning of quarantine to kind of look back at last year and maybe reassess and evaluate your play?
We went into spring ball, we went into the off-season workouts, looking back at it and then going into spring ball, we really just wanted to move forward. Obviously, not having the season ending, we wanted to. But there were a lot of positives and negatives that we could learn from last season. So it was good to have that time off, be able to look back at it. But at the end of the day, we were just moving forward, going with it.
How much work did you get in through that first part where you were back home in Louisville and kind of alone?
So we went the first couple spring practices, and then we had the spring break. And then I was back home right after spring break because they told us not to come home or not to come back to campus. So I was back home in Louisville for only about a week. And then after that, I came back up here, started getting more treatment and stuff. But I was able to work out every day, up here with our boys. But we wasn't able to get everyone to throw together, like we usually do. So that was really the toughest part.
You all of a sudden come back and you got basically an entirely new wide receiver room. Got to be fun to have a lot of new toys, but how difficult was that, getting to know everybody, getting in a rhythm with everybody and kind of finding that middle ground?
Yeah, like I said, we didn't get that time because of Corona, just to get that extra connection that you might have during the regular season. But we got our time in once they got here. A lot of individual work, a lot of group work that we were able to do, with the virus and everything going on. So, but I think it's good. It's going well. Connection's great. I think the boys are ready to play.
As a quarterback, how fun is that? To all of a sudden you just got, so many different guys and a lot of different skill sets and abilities in that group.
A lot of different skill sets, and it's nice, to have the guys who not necessarily are older from last year, but returning starters, to come back and help them, and that really just helps them with their leadership and help them grow. So I thought that was a good step for us.
Looks like you're throwing with a lot of confidence right now. Is that just year 3? It's time to take that next step?
Yeah, I would say so. Going into year 1, year 2. You might saw a little hesitant, but I've got the system down to a pat now. Got our defense and other defenses down to a pat, and the way things are done. So I really just go out there and play ball.
How good does it feel to not be worried about either shoulder so far?
It feels good. Going into the first week, we're gonna knock on wood. But I've been in the training room getting rehab, so we should be all good.
How do you see the finish line now? You did it's 8-9 days before you get your first game in. Is it starting to settle in? The game week's almost here.
I wouldn't say probably till a little bit next week, probably Monday. But we still got one more week of sitting at home on the couch watching other people play, which that's really the toughest part for us. But once we get into Monday of game week, we know it's ready to go.
Are you? How much better? Oh, jeez. I asked him about you.
What about him?
You'll see. How much better does this defense make you? Because it can't be fun going out there every day, even ones or twos, trying to compete against these guys.
Yeah, sometimes it's tough. You're not always able to get the ball out on time, or one play that you might think might be open, Mod gets his lanky arms in there and just knocks it away. But it makes us better on both sides of the ball, because we're going up against the defense, going up against top-notch guys on offense, and vice versa. So those times that in practice that it might get hard, it really pays off on Saturdays.
Your offensive line last year, because of injuries and just everything going on, was constantly shuffling. How's that feel to kind of have it settled in a lot more this year and know pretty much who's going to be where and to build that continuity?
It feels good, but like you said, you could say that they're all settled and everything until COVID or something hits, and one's gone out this week and one's gone the next week, so things are going to have to shuffle around. So I think we got a lot of depth at the offensive line. I think that the young guys, some of the young guys, John Williams, Jake Renfro, those guys are going to be good for us when time comes and they're needed.
How much do you think about the open competition with Ben? And how much to you is it just, if I come out and do my thing, I'm going to be all right?
I don't think we really think about it a whole bunch, but we just know we got to come out and make each other better. We know that there's a competition there, and that if we come out and compete against each other at the end of the day, then leave it up to the coaches and know that we did our best out on the field, that, it's out of our hands at that point.
The 2 transfers, Jordan Jones, Michael Young, take me through getting into a rhythm with those guys, and is there a different sense of urgency with them than the young guys because they do have such a limited, time left?
Yeah, being older and, Mike Young coming from Notre Dame where Coach Jim Brock was, he kind of knew the offense coming in and just the base scheme of it. And then Jordan, he was coming from, kind of like an offense like ours, a little different. But, with Mike, he's got real quick speed, really almost speed that, it's almost different than the Trey Tucker speed or, Jay Sean Jackson speed. But he makes it really difficult. But, it makes us better and able to get the ball out on time.
All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.